with a horizon line. Do you know what horizon line is? Have you ever heard of a horizon line? If you don't know, that's okay. The horizon line is actually the line, well, it's sort of an invisible line or an imaginary line. It's the line where it seems like the earth and the sky meet. And you'll see it really good on a highway or on the where the sun seems to come up when it's rising. So that's what I'm drawing here. So the horizon line where the earth and sky. And we talked about. Well, I was talking about foreground, middle ground, and background. So when you're making a picture, you always want to think what's going to be in the front, what's going to be in the middle, and what's going to be in the back. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, I think we're getting an echo there. All right, so I've got my horizon line, and I think here in the middle, I'm going to have maybe some icebergs, because if this is a penguin, he's someplace cold usually. And let's draw a line maybe right here. This will sort of be my middle ground. It'll be like a little ocean here, and within this ocean, I'm going to put a couple icebergs. So I'm not going to draw them yet. I'm going to work on my foreground, which is my penguin. And so my penguin's going to have, it's going to be like a really kind of cutesy, cartoony penguin. So I'm going to draw sort of a large head, and I'm just sort of going around in a circle. Like so.
Like this?
Let's see.
You can't really see it, but like this?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go. Does anybody else want to show me theirs? No? Everybody shy? They can't show it maybe because of technology. That's okay. As long as you're here. All right, so now I'm going to, I think, give my penguin some fluffy cheeks. I'll draw 2 circles here to kind of show his cheeks sort of pop out there, and then a line underneath. And then we're going to give him some big ol' eyes. Okay, sort of like that. I'm just sort of drawing over things, and I'll add more detail later. And probably
I can't really see it that much.
You can't see it. It's kind of light, I know. When you're drawing, you want to draw really light. But I can draw it a little bit heavier so people can see. Okay, but remember to draw lightly.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll just sort of trace over it so you can see it a little better. And that. And another circle for the eye, sort of like that. And we'll do a little triangle here for its mouth there, beak. Okay, and now we'll do the body of the triangle. I'm going to kind of draw him a little like he's just coming out of the water, and the body's going to be sort of triangular. So let's make a kind of triangular body, like maybe this. And like that. Okay, and let's add his feet. They have kind of web feet. So we'll do something like this for 1 foot. And I'm going to draw a little line to show maybe it's making a mark in the snow. Can't quite see that. I know I have to lift that up. And now I'll draw the other foot here as well. So he's kind of maybe kind of standing on one tippy toe in a way. All right, and there's the other foot. Let's pull him down, and now we'll draw his wings, and they'll be a little bit round too, kind of like this. Hello, we got one more person. Awesome. Okay, and I believe that is Ethan joining us. Hey, Ethan, we're just drawing a penguin here today. If you have a piece of paper, you can join us. And I started out with a horizon line, sort of back here, and it's the line where the earth and the sky meet. And then I do another line because in the middle, we're going to have foreground, a middle ground, and a background. The background won't have too much, mostly sky. But here I'm going to draw a line that will show sort of maybe a little ocean there or
Wait, you
something.
already drew the penguin?
Yeah, we're drawing the penguin. We're not done yet, though. What I
But
did for the
I
penguin.
didn't draw one single thing yet.
You didn't draw one single thing? Oh boy, you got to catch up. Well, let me show you what I did. For the penguin, what I basically did for the head is I drew a circle, and then I wanted to give my penguin puffy cheeks, so I drew two circles on the side, and then I wanted to give my penguin really big eyes, so I drew two big circles here. And just by, sort of moving my hand around, I got that motion of a circle. A lot of times people are afraid to draw circles. Circles aren't easy to draw, but you just got to go in there and do it and just sort of go around with your hand or with your whole arm and get a rotating motion or a circular motion and just draw a circle. And then we drew the little beak there, which is a triangle. And for the body, we made the body like a sort of wide or rounded triangle. So I went around and I drew a big triangle, and we're trying to draw like a cutesy little, maybe baby penguin. And I just drew a wing, and that's almost like a U shape, which I think we use a lot in art. It seems like, at least I do. And so we attached that, and now we're gonna draw another one, and I'm gonna draw the wing over here.
Can I see the bottom? Like to see
Yeah,
the
I'll show you the bottom there too. Okay, and then for the feet, sort of like the web feet here, sort of like a W shape almost for the feet, and one over here. And I drew a little line here to show a footprint in the snow. Okay, so pretty simple. All right, and let's keep going here. I'll draw some fur maybe, or the feathers here. They have like lots of feathers. I'm going to draw it to make it look a little bit like it's almost fur. Okay. Something like that. Okay. And let's go back up top for the head. And we want to sort of draw something like that on the side, because this part will be black. Okay, like that. And we'll do the same over here. Okay. And then I want to make a sort of curved line. And then I'm going to go down and to a point almost like a widow's peak for the penguin. And I'll go back up around the eye. And then I will connect that there. Okay, and then we'll give them some pupils here. A little like that. And like that. Okay. And that's pretty much our penguin there. Okay, and now we have to finish the middle ground here. So I want to add some icebergs. Let's try doing that. So I'll draw, the first one will be sort of like a box. So I'll draw a line like that. And then I will make sort of a triangle shape. And then I'll make another triangle shape going up. It's going to be like a jagged box or like a torn box. Think of that. And then I'm going to go over here with a straight line. And then I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to make a straight line that goes across. And now I'm going to go up again. Okay, and now I'm going to make my line a little bit bumpy. Okay, that'll be like the corner. And now we're going to draw another line here. Just turn it to the side a little. We're going to make it almost like a little stair step. And it's okay if you go behind the penguin's head, because the things in the middle ground will be a little bit smaller. Even though this iceberg is probably pretty large, it's going to look smaller in comparison to this penguin, which is probably a really tiny penguin. But because he's so close, he looks huge. All right, and so that's that. Okay, and we need another one, and the other one will be more triangular. And I can kind of put that in the back. It's going to be like, sort of like a mountain. So I'm just going to draw up. And
Hey, what's this? What we're making? Like
Hmm?
this part. What's this part? What we're making?
Let me see what you got so far. We're making the middle ground right now. It's going to be water with icebergs. Cool. That looks pretty cool. Anybody else like to show me theirs? Nobody wants to show yet? Everybody shy? That's okay. Sometimes we're shy when we're making our art. We want to wait till everything is finished. All right. And I'm just doing sort of a mountain to show like another iceberg here. You can see it's like a triangle shape again. And then I'll draw like a little sort of bumpy curved line to show that this is three-dimensional, something like that. Maybe some lines here, okay, to indicate that it's ice. And I can do the same thing over on this side too. All right, and now it looks a little bit flat in the center here. It doesn't look quite like it's water. So I think we need to add some waves here. So let's do that. And even for this bottom line, it probably is not totally flat. We can erase it a little bit, and we can maybe make the line go up a little bit, look at what we call a little more organic, which means it looks a little more like nature. You don't see things that are always straight in nature. Things are a lot of times are curved or they're moving in nature. So I'm just drawing some sort of curvy lines to indicate this is water. Okay. All right, so that's sort of our middle ground with the icebergs. And now in the back, we'll just sort of do the same thing. We'll draw like a little sort of mountainous landscape all the way in the back. And again, this landscape back here is probably really, really huge, but because it's so far back, it looks tiny. And basically, I'm sort of doing up and down triangular sort of zigzag lines to show that there's land back there. And you know what? We need to add probably some sky. So the sky is pretty simple. I would just sort of do a curved line, sort of curvy, and come back and keep it really loose like that. And I do the same thing over here, drawing a little bit heavy and just sort of letting my hand sort of just guide me in a way, just saying, where do I want to go? And I'm just making turns with the pencil to draw some clouds, simple clouds. All right. So now this is pretty much our picture. So what we have to do now, or what I like to do, is I like to trace around it. So let's do that. So I'm going to grab my marker here, a black marker I like to use usually. You can use a black crayon or a black colored pencil. That's fine too. And then I'm going to trace around the lines that I want to keep. I don't have to trace everything. Like this line here, I won't trace because I'm going to erase that. Okay. And here, let me move that there so you can see better. Okay. If you don't go around it perfectly, that's okay as well.
I'm just trying to fix something up really fast.
You're trying to fix something up? Okay, there you go. Got that there. And I might change markers in a minute, but not right now. I can actually go across here too. Okay. And I'll go up here. Yeah. I think those are pretty cool animals, I think. What's your favorite winter animal?
Maybe otters.
Otters.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Otters are
interesting.
I do like my main animal I like is bears.
Bears?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I saw a video one time of a bear. I guess there were some people in the woods and there were some bears out and they climbed up a tree to get away from the bears. And I think the bears climbed up the tree to see who they were. It was kind of scary. But they left the bears, left them alone now. They just wanted to see. Sometimes they're curious.
That's funny.
Yeah, you wouldn't think
you
they
wouldn't
could
think they could climb trees,
but they
but they
can.
can.
All right.
All right.
And then
And
we'll
then we'll go around the top here.
The marker's running out just a little, so I think I'll change it. This one's going to be a thicker marker, though. That's okay.
We have to use like a Sharpie?
I
I
Sharpies,
Sharpies,
but you can use,
but you can use
a dark
a
crayon,
dark crayon
or
or
colored
colored
pencil.
pencil.
I think it helps to pop things out like a comic book in a way. Okay, and let's go here. I don't always use it, but a lot of times I do use it. And sometimes it's good to use a marker that is really wide and one that is thin because it gives your line what's called variety. It just makes the picture more interesting. All right, and then let's do the middle ground here. Oh, you can mark this a little more. Here's footprint here, didn't have to. All right, and do that. And actually for the iceberg, since it's ice, I think I'm going to actually use something else. Maybe I actually will use a crayon for that. Because it seems like when you're drawing like water or ice, it seems like if you have a crayon that is blue or a colored pencil or marker that is blue, it makes it look more like it's ice. Because blue is a sort of a cool color. And when we think of something that is cool, we think of colors like blues or purples. So that can help to people to understand what you're actually drawing. If you choose colors that are warm or cool, like you wouldn't, in most cases, you wouldn't draw fire that's blue or something. You draw red or orange or yellow because those are warm colors. Or for something like this, since it's cold, it's a cool scene, we would call it. You'd probably use like a color that is blue or purple or something for ice. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I could have even used a really light blue for this here. And I'm just going to trace over it with this blue. But I'm going to mostly just leave it white. I'm not going to really color in the icebergs. I might add some more blue tone to it. Okay, and that's pretty much my iceberg right there. That's done. And I'm going to do the same thing over here.
I would get blue crayon.
Okay, cool. Okay, and I'll do the same thing with my background here because I know this is most likely going to be ice. You won't find too much except for ice in places like, I guess, the North Pole or even Alaska in the wintertime. You do have some houses and things. There's some trees, but you see a lot of snow. Okay. All right, and that's not so bad. And now what I think I will do is I will erase some of the lines I don't need. I'll even do the clouds. I'll go over those with, say, a blue color too. Move that. Great.
Oh, I thought those were clouds in the background.
Here,
Yeah,
yeah, they
yeah,
are
they are
here.
here.
I'll straighten my picture a little bit. You can see it a little bit better now, maybe. All right, and let me see what I will use next. I think I'll get maybe my black crayon here. Okay, let's see. Where is my black crayon? Like searching or doing a puzzle. Okay, now I'll start. Yeah, oh, almost forgot. I have to erase some lines. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of all the lines that I don't need. It's always important to like kind of do a sketch at the beginning of your picture. Think about what you want to draw. Again, think about the foreground and middle ground and the background and where you want things to be. You can even do a little tiny sketch before you do your regular sketch. A lot of times people want to rush and just start drawing. But believe it or not, I actually kind of thought about this before I did it today. And I did a little sketch of it before we had this time together. And I'm just getting rid of some of the pencil marks I don't need. I'm doing it a bit quickly because we have a short amount of time, only a few minutes left. A couple minutes, I think. You want to take your time for the most part when you're erasing. And then also, you can see some of my lines are sort of sticking around because I drew them pretty hard. Again, you want to always try to draw softly. Because it makes it a lot easier to erase. And I'm just using regular paper to do this, just like copy paper. Me, I'm turning around. You can always turn your picture around to draw or to erase or add details. Sometimes it helps. All right, I'll go up here. My penguin's upside down. All right, let's spin it around again. And I'll erase some of the lines here that are inside the icebergs. They don't need either. Have to be careful around the crayons because you can smudge that a little bit or get it on your eraser. Be careful. I probably should have actually erased first, but I wanted to show you because for the sake of time. All right, and I'll just drop those little erasings into the garbage can. I always want to try to clean up when you're doing your art as much as you can. And also, whenever you're using a marker like these, make sure that you cap them when you are done. If you have an art class or if you have your own markers, always try to cap them because you can, maintain them and keep them for a long time. If you leave the cap off, they dry out and you got to throw them in the garbage and buy new ones. And no one wants to do that. All right, so let's see here. Let's color them up a bit before we go. It's pretty simple to color a penguin. Mostly black and white. Some they have other colors too. Getting out of my line a little bit there. Have to be careful. Wasn't paying attention. Would anybody like to show theirs again? How's it going? Anyone like to share their penguin before we?
I'm still making the black, but so.
Oh,
Oh,
it
it
looks
looks
good.
really good.
Thanks.
It's a nice.
It's nice. I like
how you put the one iceberg further back than the other one. It really shows space there. It shows, that one is bigger and one is larger. Or one is closer, one is further away. It's really good.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm breaking my crayon, but hey, if a crayon breaks, it's not the end of the world. You can still use it. I'll just tear it off. And even sometimes with your parents, you can do projects like using the melted crayons to create abstract art with an iron or something. Okay. I actually like broken crayons a lot. All right, well, I guess we better stop right about here. But I'd like to show you, so let me change my screen.